Teresa Matic with the Investing News Network. Here with me today is John Kaiser of Kaiser Research. John, thank you for joining me.
Teresa, it's great to be on the mic with you again here.
Great. So several market watchers are saying that we've entered a bull market. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, when we last spoke in the third week of January, that was the bottom of the 5-year bear market that began in 2011. And so far we have seen an uptrend with a couple pauses, but no reversal yet. There's a couple things driving the uptrend. One is gold is in an uptrend. It hasn't done the usual thing of rallying in the first quarter and fading away in the second quarter. And there's reasons to believe gold can head higher, and it doesn't have to do with the traditional reasons such as fiat currency debasement and hyperinflation. It has to do with geopolitical uncertainty. It has to do with fear of negative interest rates. So these types of drivers for gold are real price drivers. So people are thinking, okay, this is not one of these nightmare scenarios where gold goes to $3,000 because of hyperinflation, which leaves my project worthless because all the costs go right up with it. And there's a discovery dimension to it. Companies are doing exploration again. They're making new discoveries, and those work at the metal prices that we have. So that's attracting audiences back. So I think there's running room for this bull market. We're not out of the woods yet, but I think we are definitely have turned the corner.
Okay, and in light of that, I understand you have several junior mining companies that you're watching, one of them being Sirios Resources. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, Sirios was one of the 5 I flagged in January. Bottom fish companies I had not really talked about. It was 7-10 cents at the time. Since then, they've raised $5.5 million. They've finished their winter drill program. They've attracted a substantial audience. They're now parked at 40 cents. They have a 10,000 meter drill program coming up starting in July. And this is a make or break. They've developed a very big geochemically enriched gold system. Now they need to find out where's the enriched zones. They have Cisco Royalties as an investor, Gold Corp as a 19% investor. This thing, I'm hoping, worst case becomes a mill feed for the Eleanor mine of Gold Corp. In best case, becomes something even bigger and better, in which case this little junior could do another 500% from the current levels after doing a 500% since January.
Wow, okay, and what about Arizona Mining?
Arizona Mining back in January was 35 cents. They were $2 million in the hole. Since then, they've raised $40 million, now have 9 drill rigs on the project, have reported an initial resource estimate, which in my mind is even feasible when zinc was at 85 cents. I think this is a world-class discovery, probably several hundred million tons. They only need 60 million tons. Now the question is, what's the combined lead zinc grade going to be, and the silver kicker that supports a 10,000 ton per day mine. Stock's $1.75 today, so already up substantially. The project's so rich, it's got such a big metal budget that there's all kinds of other things they could still discover, like copper skarns and so on. And if they start doing that, well, then the stock could even go into the $5 to $10 range within the next 12 months.
Okay, and Peregrine Diamonds?
Now, Peregrine Diamonds has been one of my long-term spec value hunter picks. And incidentally, both Arizona Mining and Sirios were bottom fish, which were upgraded to formal spec value hunter recommendations. Peregrine Diamonds has managed to climb from 10 cents at the start of the year to it's currently at 20 cents. They are going to be giving us a preliminary economic assessment for the Chidliak project, which I think justifies a stock price in the 40 to 60 cent range. But that's only based on my outcome visualization. We need to now wait for the 43-101 event to see what numbers the engineers have come up with. The market is waiting for that. The stock could move abruptly if the numbers are along the lines that I imagine. And they're also in Botswana, revisiting an old kimberlite field that De Beers found, which De Beers thought didn't really have much substance to it. There's a long shot there. If they find something substantial in Botswana, it's a whole new story. Market's a bit tired with Chidliak. It needs to go to the next level of becoming a mine. But if they get a discovery play going in Botswana, you get the best of two worlds.
Okay, interesting. And what about Scandium International Mining?
Well, Scandium International also has been a a spec value hunter recommendation for the past 3-4 years. They delivered their definitive feasibility study. They filed an environmental impact statement. They're in the process of working on the mining permit. And of course, their plan is to produce 35 to 40 tons of scandium oxide within about 2 years. This would be 3-4 times what the world currently produces from byproduct sources. Market's still skeptical that there is offtake that's going to absorb this, but the market doesn't understand that there's such extraordinary latent demand for aluminum scandium alloy. I would expect the company to have more offtakes in place, construction financing done by the end of the year, mining permit in hand, and then it's off and running. The sister, not a sister company, but a similar company, Robert Friedland's Cleantech in Australia, has already achieved a $200 million valuation for its similar project, and they hope to have their definitive feasibility study out by the end of June, and both projects need to go into production. It's very different from the rare earth space where every company stabs the other one in the back. In this case, the end users want 2 independent supply sources of a material that is critical to their commercialization plans.
Okay, and what about Uravan Minerals?
Now, Uravan Minerals is my current favorite discovery exploration stock. They have a geochemical method for spotting uranium deposits that are 800,000 meters deep in the Athabasca Basin. It involves radiogenic lead isotopes, the decay products of daughters of uranium, literally liberated by microbes that deep, chewing away on it, and then them working their way to the surface and clinging to the clay. Case studies have shown similar anomalies on top of Centennial, Cigar Lake, and MacArthur River. Now the rumor is that the Footprints project underway between Cameco and a university syndicate also has demonstrated. They have a target, similar scale on Outer Ring, 100% owned. Geophysical survey underway right now. If it lights up with a conductor in this type of context, they will raise the $1.5 million needed. And if they hit something with only 45 million shares outstanding, this is the kind of stock that can give you those double-digit prices that retail investors absolutely love. 15 cents right now.
Okay, and finally, John, do you own shares in any of these companies?
I own shares in Peregrine, Scandium International, and Uravan.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I'm Teresa Matic with the Investing News Network.